So in short, what is a subnetting? The subnetting is dividing the big network into smalls, right? That is my subnets, correct? So we generally try to divide a big network into the smaller networks for the subnetting purpose. So why do we require the subnetting? Let us get clear with the purpose of subnetting, right? Now you take an example of a university, right? Let's say I have a university, and in this university, I have this university. Say my university is any university, correct? Let me say that this is my DYP, a very huge university, correct? Or this is my SPPU. Take real life example. It is very huge university, right? To maintain the network of this particular university, it will be a difficult task. Right. So for a maintenance purpose, for the administration purpose, I may divide this particular university into the smaller parts. Say I will be dividing something like this, and then again I will divide it with this. Correct. So what are these different parts? Say the one part is my academics, the other part can be my admin. One more part is say the library. Then I have a placement. Then I have whole different part as a first year department. Correct. I have some English department. So like this, I have different departments, and to for the maintenance purpose of the network of the university, I am able to divide the university into different parts. Once I'm dividing the university into different parts, my target is to divide the network also into subnets. Right? So this is where I need a subnetting. So my concept of dividing the bit network into smaller networks for the purpose of maintenance and administration is useful for the subnet in the subnetting part. Correct. Now let us take an example. We will directly go with the example to understand what is this subnetting. Correct. Now for the understanding purpose, I will be taking one of the IP address from, okay, this is my IP address. Tell me which is this class? It belongs to class C, right? This is my class C IP address, right? Now I want to make a subnet for this class C IP address, right? And the requirement is there will be two distinguished networks. What I required is two subnets from above network address. It means that I want to divide my complete network into two distinguished parts. Say I want to divide my complete work of university into two parts, like the admin work and academics work, or the teaching work, like this. So I want to divide this complete network into two distinguished parts. Correct. So that is my aim of subnetting. So here I am creating two subnets. Now from where I have to create the two subnets? From this particular IP address of class C, right? So what I am supposed to do now? I need to fix the host bit so that I can divide a complete network into two parts, right? I need to fix host bit so that I can divide a complete network into two parts, right? Let us denote it pictorially. Let me denote it pictorially, fine. See, here it is how I'm dividing my complete network. It was my SPPU network, correct? So let me say this is as my SPPU network. So say this is my SPPU, a complete SPPU network. Right? This particular complete network I will be dividing into two parts. So which are these two parts? Say my first part is S1. Right? My first part can be S1. And similarly, the second part is my S2 part. So this is my S2 part. Fine. So I have divided my complete network into two parts. This is how I am showing it diagrammatically. Now what I have to do is I have to divide it with numbers also. Correct. Now how I will divide for this given network address? So I need to fix a bit from the host side, right? So first we need to fix a bit from the host side. Now as my aim is to divide a complete network right? My aim is to divide the complete network into two parts, right? So how many bits I need to fix? Okay, let me go to a few basics, right? Suppose I need two combinations. I need two combinations. Then how many numbers do I require for two combinations? How many places of numbers are required? Okay, going in the reverse direction of the question. If I have two bits with me, two positions of bits with me, say this is one position, this is another position, right? These two positions I have with me, correct? These are the two positions which are there with me, correct? Now with these two positions, how many combinations are possible? With the given two positions, how many combinations are possible? The combination possible are 0, 0. Then I have, yes, right, 0, 1. I have 1, sorry. I have this 1 and 0. And the last one is 1, 1. Correct? So with two bits, if I fix two bits, I get four combinations. Correct? Similarly, now I want to get two combinations. How many bits do I need to fix? I need to fix a single bit, correct? With these two bits, I get four combinations. If I have single bit available with me, say this is my single bit which is there with me. So with this single bit, how many combinations I will get? 0 and 1. So these are the two variations which are available for the single bit, correct? So with these two variations, I get two different combinations, correct? It means that whenever I want to fix only two positions, whenever I want to fix two parts for the given network, I will be taking care of only one bit from the host part, right? With this one single bit, I will be able to divide my network into two parts. Am I right? All of you there with me? With fixing this single bit, I will be dividing my complete network into two distinguished parts. Correct. So this is how I will be having my subnetting concept. So what we have to do, we have to fix first bit of a host part so that we are dividing the complete network into two parts. Fine. Is this clear for everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good. Okay, so by fixing first two bits of first one single bit of the host part, we are dividing the complete network into two parts, right? Now, as I have taken the example of a C class IP address, that's the reason how many host bits are available. So how the class C address is given? See, this class C is depicted as network ID, network ID part, first three bits, and the last bit will be my host ID part, correct? I hope this is also clear with all of you that my class C address will be consisting of first three bits bytes of the network ID part, and the last byte is of a host ID part, correct? Now I cannot change my network ID part, right? Because network ID is fixed, right? What we have to do, we have to divide my network into existing network into two parts. So I will be fixing something in the host part so that it is going to give me the subnet. So what I said, that this particular host part I will be dividing into, I will be fixing the first bit of this host part. So how to fix this first bit of host part? So I will be having different ranges. What will be the different ranges? The range will be, see this first bit will be, see, 1, 2, just give me a time. From this last byte, that is a host part, will be 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, right? These are my 8 zeros, which are going to give me the position. Oh, I won't be able to give this 8 zeros here, correct? So let me give like this. So host part will be 0, 0, 0. Correct? These are my eight positions of host part, right? Out of this first position I will be fixing, and remaining positions will be the variations. So remaining positions will be used for giving the IP addresses to actual host, right? And first bit will be fixed. So this first bit will be having the value as 0, and similarly For other network, it will be having the value as 1. So let's say this will be my S1 and this is going to be my S2. Understood all of you? How I have denoted this S1 and S2? So in the network S1 and S2, the first bit of host part is fixed and that will be 0 for S1 and 1 for S2. This is how this is my base of subnetting part. Correct? This is what is my base of subnetting part. Correct? Now let us go to different questions from this subnetting part. Now the first question is, what is the range for this particular class? So suppose I want to find out the range of this class, right? So range of this particular subnet, that is my S1 subnet. Now can anybody tell me from what will be the range of this subnet? Network part, I have to keep it as it is. So network is my 200.10.20. Network I am keeping as it is, right? Now from this host part, my different host will start as, see, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1. Correct? And this will go up to what it will go? Say there will be a dot and this will go up to all ones in host part. Correct? So this is 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Okay. So this will be the range of my S1. Understood all of you? This will be the range of my S1. This is going to be the range of my S1. So how are you going to give this range of S1? It will be 200.10.20.0. So this will be my starting address. And what will be my ending address? 2, 2. What is this number in decimal? First number is 0 and remaining 7 bits as 1. Okay. So how does it come? So let's go to our note part. See, the first bit is 0. That is my 128 and these remaining bits will be 1. So this comes as 126. This sum of this remaining bits comes as 126. So this will be from 200.10.20.0 to 200.10.20.126. This will be the range of my S1 network. Okay, this will be the range of my S1 network. Now let's come to the S2 part. What will be the range of S2 part? The first bit is going to be fixed, right? This first bit is always fixed for both the cases, correct? So this will be fixed bit for me. So this is going to be 1 because it is going to identify my subnet, and then this will start from 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1 till it goes like this, till it will go all ones, right? So this will say 1, this will remain as it is 1, and then the remaining all bits will also be 1. So what is this value? This is my 255, correct? So range of S2, this range of S2, the range of S2 will, network part will remain as it is 200.10.20. What is the starting? 1, all zeros, right? So that is my 127. Correct? That is going to be my 120. Sorry, that is going to be my 128. So this is my 127. I made the mistake here. So this is going to be my 127 and this will start with my 128 to 200.10.20.255. Right? So this is going to be the range of my S2 network. I hope these networks are clear with all of you. How this my complete network of 20.10.20, 200.10.20.0 of class C is divided into 2 different subnets. Right? So the subnet, to divide it into 2 different subnets, that is 2 different parts. As I require only 2 parts, I will be fixing just a single bit from the host ID. Now here my IP address is from class C. That's the reason my host bits I am having just as 8 bits. That is 1 byte host. So out of this 1 byte host, the first bit, the MSP bit is fixed for identification of subnet, and remaining bits will be varied for identifying the hosts which are getting attached to the subnet. And then to find the range, I will be just making the variation in the remaining host bits to find the range of the IP address from the given net. Now from out of this, as we have already said many times, that the first and last bit is used for a network ID and a broadcast ID, correct? Even we have seen the limited broadcast and direct broadcast yesterday. So this 200 dot, see what will be happening is, there will be a router over here. There will be a router outside the network. See, this is my router. So say this is my router. This is my router, correct? This router is getting connected with a network, a main network. So this router is connected with this, correct? So now this router is going to have IP address as 200.10.20. So this complete network is having IP address as 200.10.20. Now again, inside this network there are two subnets, right? So this complete network is known with this particular IP address, right? Then what will be the identification of network S1 and what will be the identification of network S2? There will be internal mini routers, right? There will be the internal routers. So what are the identification of those routers? These routers are again going to get connected with a number of hosts internally, correct? So what will be the IP address for these all routers, right? So this particular router will have, or this particular network will have the network ID as 200.10.20.0, and this particular network will be identified with the IP address as 200.10.20.128, right? And that's the reason we say that first address will not be allocated to any host. The first address will be allocated to identify the network ID, right? So that is going to be my network ID. Fine. Now last address is used for broadcasting, right? Last address is going to use for broadcasting. So the host range, the actual host range is from 200.10.20.1 to 200.10.20.126 for a network S1. And similarly for the network S2, the actual range is going to be 200.10.20.129 to 200.10.20.254. So that will be the range of these two subnets. Fine.
Ma'am, the
Yes.
first or the last, we are using it to identify whether it's S1 or S2.
I didn't get your question.
Ma'am, like you said that we would count the 200.10.20 till 126, not 127. And in the
Yes.
S2 one, we will count at 129 and 254. So
Yes.
we aren't counting that for identifying as whether it's S1 or S2.
Yes. The first address is used for the subnet ID or the network ID, and that is going to identify us a complete network as a S1 or S2. So whenever a packet comes from the outside network, right? Outside network जब packet internally आता है, so if that packet is going to have the IP address in this particular range, then it will be routed to S1 network. And if it is going to be with the range of 128 to 255, so it will be identified. Yesterday, as I told you, that network mask, correct? So this is my subnet mask. Fine. So it is going to identify my network. Understood, all of you? So this is my subnet ID. Fine. So now after the subnet ID, let me tell you the direct broadcast address. So direct broadcast address is my, so for this particular network, 200.10.20.127, and for will be 20.255. Right. So this is all what we have seen till now in the theory also. Right. Now after this, what we'll be going to do is we need to find out some subnet mask. Correct. Now how to find out the subnet mask? सबनेट मास्क में सिंपली क्या हमने डिसाइड किया था कि जो नेटवर्क का पार्ट है दैट वी विल कीप इट एज ऑल वंस, right? That particular part we will keep it as all ones, right? So So now from this, what is my IP address? So my IP address is 200.10.20.0. Correct. So the outside world का network का mask. See, for this particular, what will be the my mask? For this particular router, the outside world router, 255.255.255.0 will be my subnet mask. Correct. Will be my mask, right? A default mask because it is a class C network. Now what we need to do is we need to find out the subnet mask for the internal networks. Correct. So those internal network subnet mask will be found with keeping this host bits as 0 or 1. Correct. So that is going to give me the subnet mask for that particular internal subnets. Fine. So this is how we are done with this subnetting. So I hope you have understood the concept of subnetting at least. What we do in the subnetting, we divide the big network into smaller networks, right? So now here I have taken the example of dividing a complete network into only two subnets. Because to showcase all the ranges and things, it is fine if I go with two cases. Even it is possible to divide into the 4 slots also. To divide into 4 slots, what I have to do is I will be considering the first 2 bits of the host part, and I will be fixing first 2 bits of the host part itself. Then the remaining bits will be varied for the host ID part. Correct. So these 2 bits will be defining me the host subnet part in that case. So now my mask, this default denotion will be divided as, see, this will be my network ID. In subnetting, I have a network ID. Then I have subnet ID, correct? And then I have the host ID. Like this, we are dividing the our complete address when we are going with the subnetting. So how would our complete address is divided? First part is our network ID, then we have the subnet ID and host ID. This is how our complete network is divided, network address is divided when we are going for the subnetting. I hope this is clear with all of you, like how to go for the subnetting and then how to find the range in the case of subnetting and direct broadcast address, subnet address, and then how to divide a given address for the subnetting part. So this is a simple explanation for a subnetting.